Hello everyone, Michelle here from the Creative Cove. Thanks for joining me today. I thought I'd pop on and talk to you about what I was planning to do with the last video, or one of the videos I posted a couple of months ago. I was showing how the house was being started to be built, or at least there was a big hole in the ground, and I had filmed my garden that I had planted this summer, late summer, and I love gardening, so I thought how I wanted to tie in my new gardens and playing with papers and junk journals was to incorporate a garden journal as gardens get built over the next couple of years. And this is what I've started with so far. So I found this old book at a thrift shop, and it is a old record. Let's open it up here, like an old record book. So it holds these little records, and I thought that's perfect because it's got these little pockets and it's a nice square size, so I could have a lot of fun decorating it and documenting the successes and failures of gardening, because I am not a good gardener, but I do love it. I like to get my hands dirty. I like the results of seeing the flowers. I even like weeding to a certain point. But there's just something about being outside in nature, and where we've moved to recently, I think we're going to have a lot of nature. I've already had a moose standing in my front driveway, so that was really exciting. So I want to try to attract the bees and the birds and the butterflies. So I decorated the front, and I just glued down some stamped fabric with my carved stamps, and there's a video on how I carved these. This piece here is from my jelly plate experimentation that I really enjoyed doing, and this is a piece of eco-dyed fabric. So I just literally glued it and sewed it together and then glued it to the cover. So that is my cover right now. It's gonna change. The more I go through things and find other elements, it's going to evolve. So here's the book, and as you can see, it has the record of the records of all the records that were in this book that I donated back because I really just wanted the book. So I'm going to leave this page for now because I'm not sure what I want to do with it. And then I started a little legend. So I'm hoping I'm in frame here. Legend of the first garden that I did. So this is garden number 1, established this year, and the numbers correspond to what's been planted so far. And I wanted to glue this in and keep a record of this garden. So come springtime, you know, some of these numbers might change. Some of these flowers and plants might not come back. So I really like to enjoy, I really enjoy writing down what worked and what didn't work and trying to figure out why something would or wouldn't work there. So I am going to, I try to do this to scale, but it's really not. This pine tree is massive. It actually probably puts this whole section in shade here, and then there's a bunch more trees here. But it gives me a visual reference to what's in the garden, what I know, the year I planted it, when I can divide it, and things like that. So I've decided to glue this guy to this page here. Well, I hope this is going to cooperate. I have not used this in a while. I have not had much time to play. I've been busy with work, and I honestly haven't been all that creative. I'm finding the space that I have to be creative in is getting smaller and more difficult to work with. You might hear the construction guys out there. They're working on the trusses right now. Just trying to get my glue to cooperate. Huh. Maybe it is really dried out. It's been that long. Come on. Let's see if I can throw that in there and see what's going on. Or is it a brand new bottle? No, I think it's just really dried. All right, we'll do it this way. I really want this stuck anyway, so we'll just throw this on. I might need to find another glue here. Yeah, you might hear some construction outside. The guys are putting the trusses up. So we're getting close. Thank goodness. I don't know if I'm in frame. I'm trying to stay in frame here. I've got a different little setup right now. My camera is over way below my head. I'm standing for these videos. So I just used some ink. I showed this kind of technique in another video when I did some paintings with mushrooms and stuff, and I just applied it to this, and I thought it was kind of fun. I really like a very muted palette. That's kind of where I'm gonna go with this. So I pulled out some other things because I want to cover this hole now. This is for the next page. Bear with me. So I want to put something pretty sturdy here. And what I thought, I forgot to bring them out, but what I thought is I could, in these pockets, especially for the gardens, I can, you know, the plants, they come with a tag, like a growth tag, the name of what it is, how to grow it, how big it's going to get, the Latin name, all those kind of things. I thought, oh, that would be a good thing to keep. Just want to make sure I didn't get glue in the hole, because that will defeat the purpose of this envelope. I don't want to glue that together. So I thought I could keep the tags in there, the flower tags, and then I can pull them out come the springtime and see, like, am I supposed to trim it now? Do I leave it? And there's a lot of flowers I'm learning about. And so this is kind of just a fun little journal experience for me, with something I really love to incorporate the two together. So playing with papers, creating journals, and keeping track of the plants and things like that. And it also kind of, for me, acts as a little sketchbook as well. So this piece of paper came out of an old music book. I just love the handwriting, because I have a thing for handwriting, because my handwriting's so messy. And this is another print on the jelly plate. Again, there's a video on this, on how I do it, and I did it on this really cool fabric. I think this is a thin linen, and then I just sewed it to paper just to create a little more stability. So I'm going to put that there. Now, if I had my studio space or an organized space, I probably would have sewn all these elements together first and then glued the whole page down. But as it stands right now, I have a very little space, and none of my stuff's really set up. But I've been craving this thing to be creative lately. You know, it just kind of builds up in your system if you don't get to play with the stuff you love to play with. So I'm just gonna glue that down. Throw a little bit on that corner. All right, and then this is just a piece of paper that I threw more of the ink spray, this distressed oxide. I put it on a plate, and then I just kind of paint with it. And again, there's a video on how I play with those, if you'd like to check that out. And then I stamped it. And I thought this would be kind of fun to maybe glue a specimen on later out of the garden. And again, this will all change, alternate, maybe make a pocket out of this. I'm missing a brad. Did it fall out? Yeah, it did. And I just put brads in it, a little added texture. All right, I really need my glasses. Oh, here they are. That will help. Seeing helps. There. So I thought I'd glue this guy right here. And what's fun is you can constantly add things. You can turn this into a pocket if you want. But in my case, I am just going to throw it on. We're so professional here at the Creative Cove. Too funny. There we go. So if you hear talking, that's the guys figuring out the trusses out there. They got a big boom truck and they're doing their thing. So I still have my pocket, which is great. I wish I had brought those. They're little like flower tags, and I thought I'd throw them all in the thing there, and then I'll know where they are, which is a good thing. So let's cover this pocket now. I thought I had another piece of paper to do that with. This one. It's a bit small, but it will do. I'm going to put it here so I don't get it in the hole. I basically just want to seal the pocket so when I put things in there, it's not going to, they're not going to fall out. There. So I'm just sealing this envelope. And then I thought for a few of them we can use them as little decorative elements as well. This is some of that eco-dyed fabric. I bought it at a show this spring, and this lady, she's from Toronto, and her work is just so stunning. She said these were eucalyptus on silk, and the results, aren't they just gorgeous? So one day when I have my house built and I have a little studio time and space, I'm definitely going to give this a try. I have done it, but nothing like this. The results are just mind-blowing on this one. It's just gorgeous. I was hesitant to cut them up because I thought, no, maybe I'll just use it as a scarf. It's just so pretty. But I will use it today. And I have some paper here, which I want to include because I thought it would be really nice to do a painting on that later, or a drawing. So I'm just got these elements that I pulled out, and I thought these could be kind of fun to add in, but this definitely needs to be cut more straight. And I like to give myself these kind of blank spots because sometimes the creative process is there, and then later when I read or I come back and visit this page, maybe there's something I want to change, you know, I want to add something here. So if I finish decorating the whole page, I might not be super happy with it, or I might want to change it later when I discover new things. So I think I'm going to leave this green up here. So let's glue this fabric down. So I'm just gonna throw this 3-in-1 glue is awesome stuff. It really is the way to go when it comes to gluing all kinds of different mediums down. Now, is it a more professional way of applying it, of course? I think I'm gonna do this nice edge at the top and leave the frayed covered. So there's that. I know I'm going to be putting stuff here, so I'm going to put some glue. I don't want to cover any more of this pretty fabric than I have to, but I thought this lace would be kind of cool to incorporate. I'll put that in. And then the paper. So this paper is a little bit short. I think I'm gonna, I had it over here, but I think I'm gonna center it now. Try not to get glue on it in case I decide to paint on it after. Just throw some glue at the edge. Oops. There we go. There's so much glue on here, it ain't coming off. Which is good because this book is gonna be handled a lot. So there's that. I think I'll put a nice little trimmed edge here. So let's see if I can glue this half decent. This is where you really need the nib, the nice even nib here. I might have to double up on that. Okay, this. Because I put too much glue, we'll do 2. There we go. And again, I probably would have sewed all this together had I had my sewing machine out, because I do like the look of the stitches, the thread. Take my time finding some normal glue. It must just be really stuck in there. Here, I can clean it up. It's pretty dry too. Okay, so there's glue here, which looks kind of messy, but that's okay. You roll it off, and or always put something on there too. So I just wanted to do those 2 little pages. And then maybe play with some stamping here. Again, I like the textures. I don't have all my stamps out. I just have have handy in front of me. I do love to play with texture. And texture doesn't necessarily mean building things up. You can create depth and texture by using all kinds of different elements. So here, in this case, it's fabric and paper and ink and yeah, just anything your imagination will let you use. I think I'm gonna put a little bit on here. And you see I don't always use the full stamp either. I like to break the stamp up. So I always pull it off those wood things and use it with my fingers. So let's move this back. Maybe incorporate a little bit of the stamp here. I like to incorporate the same elements too throughout. Maybe not every single page, but a little something. And there we go. So we have this to decorate still. So why don't we do something there while I'm here. So what should we draw here? Comes to mind, oh, I got this really beautiful book from the dollar store, not dollar store, from the secondhand store. And it's kind of this, I think it's Japanese art. And I just think they're so beautiful. They're just so pretty. So I thought this could be kind of fun. Could do something like this here, a peony. So let's draw it. And I'm just going to draw it with pen. And it's kind of risky to do that sort of thing because you can't erase it. But the way I see it is it's all an experiment. It's all about fun. And you just simply cover it if you don't like it. You just have fun with yourself and try new things. So I'm just going to do a quick sketch here. Nothing too serious. Just want to play and kind of create these flowers. Something just that makes it uniquely my book. And if you're following along or doing one of your own, makes it uniquely your book. So then I'll start doing some petals coming out. Kind of this ruffled peony, so pretty. So we're heading into the fall now, of course, and we have very little color. Once the leaves come down, we get pretty much white, brown, and green after that. So vibrant pink in my book will make me feel a lot better and make me yearn for summertime. So just a loose sketch. Just have fun. And again, you can do this in pencil. You don't have to do this in pen. But I just want to have some fun with it. I'm not overly concerned about it being perfect. And that's what I'm encourage here on this channel, is just have fun with yourself and your creative process. And everybody's got their own. Try not to judge your work against someone else's because they're never going to look the same. Everybody's got their own set of skills and their own way of doing things. So we always are hard on ourselves. We always do naturally want to compare our work to other people. But there's really no need for it. Just have fun. And you'll find your own creative ways of coming up with new experimentations and new items and areas that you really like working in. New mediums. Here it's about sharing ideas. You know, maybe I'll do the ink today, and if you haven't seen the other video, and give you an idea on how to use this distressed oxide ink in a different way that maybe you had thought of before. And you can draw inspiration from anything. So I'm definitely going to be cutting and using these pages because they're just so stunning. And the wording, oh, I love it. It's so pretty. Look at all the texture in that wording. Wish I knew what it said, but I don't speak Japanese. All right. So let's play with this. I'm going to put something underneath here so that when I get paint, it doesn't bleed onto this side. I've got some dirty water here that I was playing with before. And I'm going to keep it nice and loose. Just going to play with these colors. Now what I wish I had was some pink. Let me see if I can find some pink. I'm stuck. Ooh. Okay, I found some. Sorry about that hold up there. I found this one, this ink spray. I don't know the color. What's it say? Rose quartz. There you go. So we can throw some of this in. And again, subdued. I'm going to mix it with the browns because I don't want a vibrant, shocking color. I want it subdued in with these color palettes here. And that's what I loved about this green album was it, it has that natural green color. They're having trouble out there. And I'm just keeping it loose, painting in the flower a little bit. So that went purple. That's kind of interesting. Mixed with some of the green that's on this plate, maybe. So, have some fun with your mediums and what you have. Don't worry about perfection. Perfection is nice in certain things, you know. It's nice to use up your skills and perfect them, sure. Have fun trying to make something perfect occasionally. But when we're constantly striving for perfection, I find it kind of takes away the fun of it all. You know, when you're doing a commission piece for someone, or maybe you're baking a wedding cake or whatever it is you're into, when we add that pressure to ourselves, I find it just takes out the fun. And I want to have fun when I'm creating. So when I do a commission piece, I have no fun because you're under the pressure of creating something someone will like. But when it's just me and I'm in my little moment here having fun playing, I just go for it. All right, a little bit more pink, I think. Let's do this sky. So not tons of pigment. And when it's dry, we can add more ink detail, or we can leave it as simple as this. I think I'm going to do some splattering here, just for some more texture. And I hope you can't hear the contractors. Some of them swear pretty bad, so if you do, I do apologize. They get kind of frustrated. So hopefully you can't hear them. All right, I like that. I like the spots of white. So that was fun, and it didn't take long. And we can, I don't know if I have enough of this left. I was going to say we could glue some here, but I don't. So we can play with that after, when I have more materials around and better glue situation. Okay, there we go. So there's something fun. We took our album and we put in our legend here. And again, I just wrote down what numbers correspond to the location and the flowers and glued that in, because that's garden number 1. And it takes years to garden. And then we glued this down. We could do a little drawing here. I might add some of that pink actually, just to tie the 2 pages in together. Maybe even in here. I don't know if that stuff will handle. See, you don't know. You don't know until you try. And again, if you don't like it, you simply go cover it right up. A little bit of pink, just to visually tie the 2 together. So I'm not going to flip that right over because it will glue together. And then I could mimic another I can't do it right now because this is wet, but I can draw flowers going this way and mimic that color palette over. And I have a nice little pocket to hold all my details of the plants that I purchased this summer. So that's where I'm at. That's where this book is going to head. I hope you like it. If you do, stay tuned for more. I'm not sure when I'll be filming again. I try to have a couple of days off where I get to play. So hit the notification button and subscribe, and stay tuned, and I hope to see you back. Have a wonderful time creating, everyone. Bye.